Everybody, and welcome to this week's Railsplitter Athletics Report. I'm your host, Rusty Peace. Apologies, last week Winter Storm Pax came through the area, and unfortunately we had no show to give you. We were actually scheduled for a basketball doubleheader that night that was pushed back from Wednesday night with Tusculum College. The Winter Storm Pax pushed that all the way into Monday and really wreaked havoc with the spring sports as well. We're going to talk about that with LMU head baseball coach Jeff Sixeye and about his most recent wins in conference over Tusculum College. And then, of course, a Wednesday split, so to speak, with King University over in Bristol. That's kind of a strange result that we'll talk about a little bit. We're also going to talk with Benny Collins, head coach of the LMU tennis program, a little bit later on, and talk about their season openers down in Tigerville, South Carolina, and this week's matchup with the Patriots of the University of the Cumberlands. That's coming up next. We'll also, at the end of the show, tell you about how the LMU men's and women's basketball teams stack up as we go into the final week of regular season play. Stay with us right here on the Railsplitter Athletics Report.
If you love your car or truck, let us help you keep it clean at Soapy J's. Soapy J's has unlimited wash plans to fit every budget. Try our $5 express wash or one of our 3 monthly wash plans. The Wheel Deal, the Soapy J, or the new Blast Wax. With our monthly wash plans, if you pay with credit card, all you do is pay for the present month and your card will be billed on the first of each month. Don't forget, Soapy J's has free vacuums with any wash. Soapy J's Express Car Wash, open 7 days a week. Let us help keep your car or truck clean at Soapy J's. Soapy J's on the Cumberland Gap Parkway, Middlesboro.
The J. Frank White Academy is more than a high school. Your child will have room to grow in mind, body, and spirit. Small, safe learning environments, individualized learning plans, and cutting-edge technology. Every child deserves a quality education in a safe, nurturing environment.
Our college prep program teaches a love of learning, self-discipline, and service to others. The Academy is fully accredited by Advanced Ed. You have a choice at the J. Frank White Academy.
Since 1973, DeRoyal has been a leader and an innovator in manufacturing products for the healthcare industry. DeRoyal supplies more than 20,000 products and product lines such as acute care, orthopedics, wound care, and trauma. DeRoyal is proud to be the largest supplier of orthopedic soft goods to clinics and hospitals in the nation. Since its start in Tazewell, Tennessee, DeRoyal has grown to open factories in over 29 locations worldwide and employs over 2,000 people. DeRoyal, a name you can trust and an employer you can count on.
Looking for efficient, compassionate, and comprehensive health care for you and your family? Visit University Medical Clinic. All providers are faculty members of LMU's DeBus College of Osteopathic Medicine and are board certified in their specialty. Multiple specialties available including family medicine, pediatrics, OBGYN, and osteopathic manipulative medicine, with locations in Harrogate, Tazewell, and New Tazewell, and most insurance plans accepted. University Medical Clinic is here to serve you. Call 423-869-7193 for an appointment. University Medical Clinic.
Welcome back to the Railsplitter Athletics Report. I know that you've probably been thinking basketball. LMU men's and women's basketball teams right in the thick of the South Atlantic Conference race. But with Winter Storm Pax coming through less than a week ago, it's hard to believe the LMU baseball team has already got 9 games under their belt, actually 10 if you want to know the truth. The most recent games, well, the last conference series was supposed to have started a week ago last Friday anyway, not a week ago, but last Friday. And unfortunately, Winter Storm Pax pushed that into Saturday and then into Monday because they weren't able to get started on Saturday. Monday, the series was reduced to a doubleheader. And, Coach, I know that, you hate to lose those conference games in terms of not getting to play them because it might mean something down the stretch when other teams do get to play them. But in this particular case, we swept that doubleheader over the Pioneers.
Yeah, you always want to try to get 3 in. The competitive nature of coaches and players, we want to settle it on the field. Unfortunately, we weren't able to do that because of the weather, and we're able to get 2 in on Monday. Had a good day. Won 2 close games, 4-3 and 3-2, and against a really good opponent. So it was a good start to our week.
4 consecutive wins now for your club, 3 of which were conference victories. You got to like the way this season has started off in defense of that 2013 title.
Yeah, it's so early, and we really are trying to find our identity as a team, and not even 20% into the season yet, and trying to find our identity, find out what we are, and started a lot of different lineups so far, and trying to figure it out. But our kids are working hard, playing hard, and had a good day Monday, and unbeaten, I guess, in our last 5, although we tied 1. And, looking forward to the challenge this weekend.
You're seeing some footage here from the LMU home opener with UVA Wise. Looks like a warm day there, but I'm sure that that's quite cold out there. That was just really before Winter Storm Pax came through. That was on the 11th of February. Coach, with so many guys that we lost a year ago to graduation, is this team starting out as you hoped they would, or are they above or below that mark right now?
Well, as a coach, you're hoping to win them all, and being 5-4-1, we wanted to be a little bit better than that. But again, we're still trying to figure it out. We lost a lot of key guys from last year, and trying a lot of different combinations to figure out what's going to work best for us. And but yeah, guys are working hard, and we need to become more consistent in games, and hopefully that will come with time. And the more we play, just been a little inconsistent, especially in our losses. But new kids are playing hard, and got no complaints there.
Take no offense to this. Coaches always look at things from a perfectionist standpoint. I'm looking at it, you say we're 5-4-1, but in reality we're 3-1 in the league. So when you look at teams like, especially Tusculum, and they're usually at the top of the South Atlantic Conference race towards the end of the season, we go to Newberry down there, and we do take the lower end of that split. But in reality, the big picture, I mean, we're doing quite well in league play.
Yeah, Tusculum's a quality opponent, always are. They're always got a solid team, and usually in the top 2 in our league. And pitched it great Monday. That was the story of the day. Particular Zach Butler and Logan Sawyer really pitched it well, and we got some timely hitting from Josh Coker and Kelvin Brito, and good team win. And if you can pitch and play defense and get some timely hitting, that's a good recipe, and that's what we did Monday.
I may have misquoted here. It's showing 3-1 as your conference record, but we've played 5 games.
Yeah, we're 3-2. 3-2.
So I beg your pardon on that. But all right, let's go back to your most recent game. King on Wednesday. You go over to play against Conference Carolina's opponent, King University, on their field. Scheduled for 9 innings, but unfortunately that one went to extra innings and then was called after 10 due to darkness.
Yeah, well, this time of year, weather always, you got to take that into account. And they got some rain overnight, and we pushed the start time back to 2:30. And knowing that if we went extra innings or we went long, we could be halted due to darkness. And unfortunately, it's exactly what happened. We were tied at 6-6 after 10 innings, and we had to halt it due to darkness, and that's just the way it goes. We'll pick that game up when they come here midweek in a couple weeks and finish that.
Great. I was wondering, we kind of questioned that last night on the air during the game, but so it will actually be broken in that 6-all tie. That's a great situation, because very rarely do you hear one ending in a tie, and I know you don't want it to end that way.
Yeah, neither coach does. We want it settled on the field, and when they come here in a couple weeks, we'll finish that game and then play another 9-inning game. So we'll get a result.
The usual consensus is your biggest game or most important game is the one you're playing at that time. Now you're turning your focus to Hickory, North Carolina this weekend. Friday and Saturday, 3-game series against the Bears of Lenoir-Rhyne. It's on their field. What kind of squad have they got, and what can we expect on Friday and Saturday?
Well, they got a new coach this year, and I thought last year their record didn't really reflect how much talent they had. I thought they were finished 7th and 1 game out of the conference tournament, but I thought they were as talented as some of the teams that made the tournament. So going to have a huge test on the road. Anytime you go on the road in conference, it's going to be tough, and it's a huge challenge for us to go there, and we need to be better on the road. We haven't been as good as we want to be on the road, so it's going to be a big challenge.
With the new personnel that you brought in this year, and I know we talked to you before the season got underway, how are they meshing right now in terms of chemistry with the returners from last year?
Pretty good, I think. In the recruiting process, we try to recruit kids that want to work, hard-nosed, tough kids, and are upfront about that, and that meshes well with the kids we have in the program. So I think chemistry is good. Again, just trying to figure out the chemistry on the field, what's going to work best, and there's still some questions there.
One of your top returners from a year ago, Josh Coker, seems to be off to a great start, and he's had some pretty good outings thus far this year.
Yeah, he was a monster on Monday against Tusculum. Hit 2 home runs, and they were huge. The first game put us ahead, a part of a back-to-back home run effort with him and Kelvin Brito. Put us ahead 4-3 in the 6th inning, and then hit a home run late in game 2 that tied the game. And then he came in and closed game 1 on the mound. So he was a monster game 1, and he carried us that day. And he's off to a good start.
Baseball's like anything else in that when you're winning, you're the greatest guy on the earth. When you're losing, you're the biggest bum on the earth. Yeah. First conference tournament title since 1959, a year ago over there in North Carolina in Forest City. This year's team, obviously, with a little bit of pressure on their shoulders, but they seem to be rising to the occasion right now. What does the strength of the rest of the league look like going into the conference schedule?
Well, usual suspects at the top. Catawba, although off to a little bit of a slow start, they're going to be there. Wingate's got all their starting pitching back. Of course, Tusculum at the top. Newberry's got a good club, got some first place votes in the preseason poll, deservedly so. So those guys are going to be tough, and our guys are handling it well. Try not to talk about last year too much, and try to stay in the moment of what we are this year, because really last year doesn't matter. But they're handling it well, working hard, and I don't think we're resting back and satisfied with anything from last year.
Going back to the beginning of the season very quickly here, I know when you came back from a couple of your road trips with Newberry and with USC Aiken, you took an opportunity to get the team out there at any chance you could on the field. Going into this weekend's matchup with Lenoir-Rhyne, what do you feel the things are going to be that we're going to have to really improve on to come away with a win over them?
Yeah, the biggest glaring weakness for us right now, Rusty, is our offense. We've been blessed over the years with some pretty potent offensive teams. This year has come out of the gate struggling a bit. I think we're better than we're hitting right now, but offensive consistency is the thing that jumps out to me right now. And we're starting to pitch it better. Always got to make the routine play defensively. But the thing that's probably our biggest sore spot at the moment is we're not hitting the ball like I expect an LMU team to, and we need to pick that up.
Midweek game against King, probably one of the last things you want to happen is for it to go to extra innings. You use a lot of arms. What the pitching staff look like this weekend?
Yeah, yesterday was good. We got a lot of guys in. We scripted it, so to speak. Planned on using a different guy every inning from the fourth inning on, and that worked out to get some guys to keep the guys sharp. We'll go Logan Sawyer game one, and then we'll go Wes Todd in the 7-inning game, whenever that could be game 2 or game 3, depending on how the series falls. But and then Zach Butler will be the second 9-inning game. So that's our weekend rotation, and our bullpen is fresh. They should be good for the weekend, and hopefully we can continue to pitch it well.
Next home game, of course, will be against Kentucky State. That's a doubleheader scheduled for February. Somehow I tried to combine 2 months. February 26th. Kentucky State, a team that, putting the cart before a horse a little bit, they're a team that has been improved over the last few years, but one that has still struggled on the collegiate standpoint.
Yeah, again, they got a new coach. He's been there a couple of years. Kentucky State is much improved. They beat Huntsville last year on a weekend, and Huntsville was on the outside looking in of a regional berth last year. Beat a quality team, beat some quality teams. They're much improved. We'll need to be ready to play that day.
Coach, best of luck this weekend. We're glad to see the Railsplitters are off to a great start. And folks, we're looking forward to having some games televised on the internet, and hopefully that'll happen pretty soon. We're still waiting on some technical things to resolve themselves, but we hope to have that rectified for you soon, Coach.
Appreciate it.
All right, Jeff Sixside and his team in action this weekend against Lenoir-Rhyne. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back with Benny Collins of the LMU tennis programs back after this.
Top off at mycokerewards.com.
No matter whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner, Subway of Harrogate and Middlesboro has your fresh interests at heart. On your way to work, try one of our mouth-watering breakfast sandwich or flatbread omelets. If it's lunch or dinner time, choose from our wide selection of classic, select, or premium sandwiches, all made to your order. If you're serving a crowd, Subway has sandwich platters, giant subs, box lunches, and even cookie platters. Whether it's dine in or carry out, you can eat healthy and eat fresh at Subway. Subway, 362 Catawba Avenue in Harrogate and on the corner of the Village Square Mall, Middlesboro.
It's the Old Town Grill.
The Old Town Grill is a special place where you bring more than family, more than friends. Bring a hearty appetite, because at the Old Town Grill, you'll never walk away hungry. A delicious change from the ordinary. The perfect place to bring the entire family. The best food and plenty of it. Join the fun and treat your appetite to something special.
It's the OTG.
The OTG is the place to be.
I will help families adopt children from around the world and in our own backyard.
I am teaching ethics to the next generation of lawyers.
I will make a difference
for the underserved of this region.
I will be an advocate for my clients.
As a prosecutor, I fought for those who couldn't speak for themselves.
I'm a lawyer and professor.
I will be a lawyer.
I will be a lawyer.
I will be a lawyer.
Welcome back. Railsplitter baseball team on the road this weekend at Lenoir-Rhyne. It's hard to believe tennis season's already here and has been started. Lincoln Memorial University tennis teams actually traveled over to Tigerville, South Carolina earlier in the week. Lady Railsplitters came away with a 7-2 win in their opener. Unfortunately for the Railsplitters, they fought a tight battle, went right down to the wire. In fact, the last match, and LMU lost that one 5-4 in men's play. But, Coach, this is a team playing in a new era without the services of one of the greatest, if not the greatest ever to play for the men's program. And so there's got to be some meshing there as well.
You're right, Rusty. We lost Filippov, and we've discussed this many times. And, he's always going to get that win at number one, and then he brings a lot to the table when he plays doubles. No matter who he plays with. You could put me with him out there and he'd still do good. So I'm a little bit sick. That's why I'm so hoarse. But anyway, this team, was our first match. North Greenville had played 5 matches and played some really good teams. And I'm sure they'd practiced many, many more days than we have with all this snow and stuff we've had up there this year. So I thought we did really well on the men's side. We had a chance to win it. And it went right down to the wire. We had 2 3-set matches. Will Sparks played a 3-setter. A solid match at number 1 and won that in 3 sets. And then Stephen Hall, he went to a 3-setter at the number 5 position, and he did well getting that into 3 sets. So we looked really good as far as playing hard. We just did a little more court time playing opponents, and actually weather's where we can practice.
Well, it's funny, because the South Carolina teams, we've talked about this many times as well, they get a little more time on the courts because the weather is a little more conducive to do so at this time of year. When you
go past the Appalachian Mountains, it's a different ball game as far as weather. Day after day, I would look, our temperature would be 19, that would be 41. You can go outside at 41 and you can practice. At 19, you can't go outside. You can only do so much running, jumping, conditioning inside. And court time is so valuable that there's nothing can replace it. It builds the skill that they need to compete.
Now, you've been spot on in recent years in terms of your predictions for the LMU men's and women's tennis programs, what they would accomplish individually, what would be accomplished. This year, I know that the women's program has been very highly anticipated in the fact that you felt like going into the season we were as strong, if not stronger, 1 through 4 than we'd ever been since you'd been head coach. And I think that was probably evident in that opening match against North Greenville.
That's true. I think we're stronger 1 through 6 than we've ever been. We won all 3 doubles matches in that, and we've not won all 3 doubles matches in a long time. That's so hard to do. But that put us in the driver's seat. Then 1 singles goes out, Alina goes out, she wins easily. Our new player from Australia, Gemma, comes out, takes care of business. So we had the match clinched really quick. And then our next 2 players both lost in tiebreakers, hard-fought matches, and then 5 and 6, which was Aura and Allie. They were playing as seniors at those positions, and they won both their matches. So they were really happy. It fired them up. I could tell, they struggled last year as a team, and they sense now that they can really get out there and do this.
For the most part, the top of our lineup is a very young program. You've got some very new players in there. They've come in as freshmen or sophomore. What's the toughest thing for you as head coach to educate the newcomers about when it comes to playing the collegiate game, especially in the United States when they're not from the United States?
Well, your freshmen come in, and I remember Filippov when we was at Birmingham Southern, his first match, and I said, Philip, you're going to be very nervous. He said, oh, no, Coach, I'll be able to do this. And so before the match, he was shaking like a leaf on a tree. And he said, Coach, I can't hardly move my arm. I'm so nervous. And these kids have all played, but they've never played for a team. They played for themselves. And all of a sudden now the team is on their back, and there's a lot of pressure on them in that first match. And I watch them. Just like Lana, she goes out, wins the first set, 6-0 in 15 minutes, loses the second set. She got so nervous. And so after they get that first match in, they're good to go because they've got the skills, but once they get in the flow of it and they play a couple matches, your new players calm down. Now, Jimmy come right in there and just like a seasoned veteran as a freshman that played the number 2 position. The girl she played was really good, and she took care of business. But, all in all, they did well.
Now, you talked about that story with Philip Hoffman. I remember you coming back and telling us that story. One of the things that you mentioned about him in that particular match was that he tried to power everything past his opponent, and you educated him on that particular day and said, hey, you can't do that all the time. You gotta play the game.
He was just so nervous. He would miss shots that he normally made, and halfway through the match, I'm talking to him. He said, Coach, my arm is so tight. I'm so scared. I said, there's nothing to be afraid of, Philip. We're not going to shoot you at the end of the match if you lose, you know. And so anyway, we ended up winning that match, but after that, he never looked back. And the same thing happens for these other players. You know, they come in, they're really nervous. They want to do well for the team, and they feel that they've got the team's weight on their shoulders, and it puts an exceeding amount of pressure on them. So after they get a couple matches in, they calm down and they just play tennis.
All right. Even though Winter Storm PAX has moved out, we no longer have, at least for the time, the bitterly cold conditions we've had over the last few weeks. You still got rain to contend with, and that's kind of creating some havoc right now. I know that you originally had a match scheduled with the University of the Cumberlands that was moved back from Sunday to Friday. That's tomorrow, and even at this point, there is some rain forecast for the area.
We have rain forecasted for tonight. This should blow out early in the morning. The sky should be clear. The courts will dry very quick. The sun pops out, and the reason we moved that match, he had a conference match he had to cancel. Anytime you have to cancel a conference match, you have to immediately reschedule that, even if it makes moving a non-conference match. You take that out of your schedule. So he wanted to move from Sunday to Friday. He's easy to work with. He's moved things for me before. So we went ahead and moved it from Sunday to Friday.
All right. Now, in regard to both the men's and women's teams, let's start with the men this time. After the loss on Monday or Tuesday, whatever day it was earlier in the week when you played North Greenville, what do you see from a coaching standpoint that this team needs to work on most before they not only play the University of the Cumberlands, but before they get into the conference schedule?
What you have to work on as a team, especially for the men, is we've got to get really ready to play back-to-back days. We've got to be able to step up and play that one pro set of doubles, and then step in there and play 2 out of 3 sets, and be able to step in the next day if you have to play the next day, and be in the condition to be able to do that. You practice and you practice and you practice, but when you play in a match, you raise it to another level. So I asked everybody, all the girls yesterday, all the girls were sore because they played harder than they've actually practiced. You play harder when you really play than you do at practice. So we have to just get that game toughness, I call it, match toughness. You have to be able to step in there, do it today, do it again tomorrow. And as we start playing matches, good things will happen for us.
Whether we're stronger 1 through 4, 1 through 6, when you look at the women, they're still very youthful. What do you see are the biggest things they need to work on?
We just need to play matches and get confidence in ourselves. You know, like the new coming people, the number 2, 3, 4 player, they just have to get confidence. And what they also have to do is start figuring out how do I beat this person. You know, if this person plays a certain way, what's my way to attack this person? You have to learn, and you only learn that by playing the matches. So they just need some match time and a little confidence and get some wins behind them. And once they get some wins, their level of play will rise up to the cause because they think they can do it. If you think you can do it, you most likely will. If you don't think you can, you most likely won't.
All right. Again, Friday's matchup with University of the Cumberlands, non-conference play. The conference, as far as what you know right now, and I know that you stay in pretty close contact with some of the coaches throughout the league, what do you see as far as the conference and the strength? Who's going to be the teams to beat this?
It's going to be the same players that are in it every year. You know, you're going to have Wingate's men and women. You're going to have Tusculum's men and women. You're going to have Anderson's men and women. You've got the new people coming in. Coker's got a really good men's team. Newberry has a strong women's team. They'll have a solid women's team. The conference level of play since I've come here has only raised the bar to a new standard. I mean, it is tough. There's nobody you can get by. Everybody is going to be tough, so you have to go out and put it on the line each and every match.
Any plans for any night matches this year? I know we've got lights on the courts.
You're not allowed to play a night match unless the match is delayed and then it goes back. Both coaches have to agree to play under the lights. It's the only way we're allowed to use the lights.
Well, we've got them. We can practice at night if we need to.
We will. When it warms up, we're going to practice at night because we've missed so much practice. It's hard to get everybody there on certain days. We're just going to tee it up when classes are over, everybody's had something to eat, we'll practice at night.
Coach, want to wish you the best of luck on Friday against the Patriots. And I know that these two teams are going to be playing at home soon. Folks, if you'd like to know when and where, as far as the time and date that the LMU tennis teams will be playing at home. Check out the LMU Athletics website, www.lmurailsplitters.com. Click on the tennis pages, and they'll have the schedules posted right there. And we'd love to have you in attendance over there as the two teams go into battle, both in conference and non-conference play. Coach, again, thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Rusty.
All right, we're going to take a brief time out. When we come back, we will take a look at how the basketball teams are comparing with the rest of the South Atlantic Conference in terms of the final week of regular season play. We'll talk about softball and how they've done this week, and we'll give you an insight as to what you can expect in the week ahead. Stay with us right here on the Railsplitter Athletics Report.
We deal with life and death situations.
We touch a lot of lives every day.
People's lives are in your hands.
I will be a nurse.
I will be a nurse.
The Duncan School of Law at LMU, where innovative teaching meets cutting-edge technology.
If you love your car or truck, let us help you keep it clean at Soapy J. Soapy J's has unlimited wash plans to fit every budget. Try our $5 express wash or one of our 3 monthly wash plans. The Wheel Deal, the Soapy J, or the new Blast Wax. With our monthly wash plans, if you pay with credit card, all you do is pay for the present month and your card will be billed on the first of each month. Don't forget, Soapy J's has free vacuums with any wash. Soapy J's Express Car Wash, open 7 days a week. Let us help keep your car or truck clean at Soapy J's. Soapy J's on the Cumberland Gap Parkway, Middlesboro.
We represent the Coke brand, and we would love to somehow bring some kind of legal action against Coke Zero.
There might be some taste infringement issues.
There's really no legal concepts of a company bringing a lawsuit against itself.
If this is the king of the jungle, they're acting like the toucan that's on the branch, real colorful and preening, and showing off, and hey, look at us. I want to take a stick and knock that toucan off the branch.
Yeah.
Da, 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 da. One of the area's best-kept secrets when it comes to piping hot fast food is World of Wings Cafe and Wingery, located in the LMU Campus Center. No matter whether it's chicken tenders, chicken wraps, burgers, or hot wings in a variety of flavors, WOW has a menu that's second to none. Try one of our fantastic sides like our fried mushrooms, fried pickles, mozzarella sticks, onion rings, our famous cheese fries, sweet potato fries, or our Texas toast. Shock your taste buds at WOW World of Wings Cafe and Wingery, located in the LMU Campus Center.
Special thanks to head coaches Jeff Sixai and Benny Collins for joining us here tonight for the Railsplitter Athletics Report. Folks, the LMU softball team is off to a great start for the 2014 season. Lady Railsplitters now 10-2 after victories this week. Pair wins over King University in a back-to-back doubleheader there. Won the first one 3-2, 8-0 in the second. Natalie Layden and her squad really a strong showing last weekend as well down there in both Dahlonega, Georgia, and over in Greenwood, South Carolina against Lander and North Georgia, splitting with the nationally ranked Nighthawks of North Georgia. So, again, 10-2 on the year. The Lady Railsplitters in action this weekend in Louisville, Kentucky at the Bellarmine Classic. They'll take on Ashland University, then Bellarmine, then Ashland, then Bellarmine over the 2-day period. So, best of luck to Natalie Layden and her squad. Lincoln Memorial University men's and women's basketball teams. Railsplitters in first place, 3 games ahead of Carson Newman. They are 21-2 overall and 17-2 in the league. The Lady Railsplitters now 13-10 overall, 12-7 in the standings. In third place, both teams enter the final week of regular season play. They'll take on Wingate Saturday. That'll be on the road, 2 and 4 o'clock start in Wingate, North Carolina. Then Wednesday, they square off against Carson Newman in the Tex Turner Arena at 6 and 8 p.m. That's all the time we have for tonight. Until next week, I'm Rusty Peace. For everybody behind the scenes, good night, everybody.